Hello, everyone. How are you doing? Happy Invictus Day. Welcome to Facts and Two Cents. As you know, we are a channel that supports the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, Harry, Meghan, Archie, Baby Lily, Mama Doria, Poola Guy, the chickens, all of us here at Sussex Squad. Welcome, welcome, welcome as I kind of sort myself out here. Hopefully, you're hearing me well. If you can give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down, that would be really awesome. I know I was like sorting myself out. Someone is saying Leslie's like no sound. I hope you're hearing me now. I hope you're hearing me now. Sorry about that. I was kind of like sorting out my headsets and then realized like, oh wait, I didn't put myself on. I did not make myself live, so you couldn't hear me. So I apologize. I just realized, like, wait a minute, why am I not seeing myself? I'm sorry, I am in Invictus mode. My brain is, I think I've eaten a little bit too much of Invictus that my brain isn't working well. So, I hope everybody had a chance to watch the opening ceremony. It was amazing. I was in the chat and I saw quite a few of you in the chat as well. Oh great, no problems. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. I am so happy to hear no problems with my sound. Always get insecure about that. But thank you, Teresa. I appreciate it. And so again, I hope every single person were able to watch the opening ceremony. I would love to hear your thoughts. I would love to hear what you thought about it and be like, oh my gosh. I was just like, oh, this is so fantastic. As we know, this is just a couple of images from there. And that's, oh, Harry. I mean, can I just, how proud are you of Harry? I mean, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. How amazing was this? I'm going to put the link in the chat. So I would love to hear your thoughts. You can definitely call in and let's hear your thoughts about what you thought about the opening ceremony of the Invictus Games. But let me just say hi to everyone who is here. Our awesome moderator Lydia is here. Hello, Lydia. How are you? And Lydia has put the link to the fundraiser that's going on, not for Invictus, but for Santibale. That's in she has put it in on her post, so definitely if you want to take a look at it, it is now over 45,000. It's like 45,170 something like that I saw. So that's where we are with the fundraisers. If you want to go ahead and support that in whatever way, whether it's financially or just with sharing it. If don't worry if you can't afford to share it. You don't need to just share it with your friends, family, whatever, and others might be able to donate. So every little bit helps. So there you go. So that's going until Harry's birthday, which is on the 15th, which is about 6 days? About 6 days. It's Harry's birthday. So yeah, Connie is, oh gosh, there's an interview going on. And you know what? I didn't even check to see if it was, I'm assuming it's going to be on the YouTube channel that we were on. I am not sure. I know it's going to be on like a television show. So I don't know if they're going to bring it on there later and I forgot to check. So I don't know. Maybe one of you guys know and you could tell me. I completely forgot to check. So thank you, Connie, who is, I'm sure, watching it right now. She can catch a replay. So thank you, Connie, for letting us know. Yeah, she'll watch the replay. Lorna is here. Black Queen, our awesome moderator, is here. I see the 2 Cents crew showing up. Hello, 2 Cents crew. Lottie is here. Hi, Lottie and Louise. And Leslie F., our awesome legal scholar who has just called in, by the way. I see you, Leslie. We'll just we'll get to you in 1 second, so stay right there. Let's see. Louise is here. Teresa's here. Hello, Teresa. And Sonia is here. And who else is in the chat? I see myself in the chat. Joyce is here. Hello, Joyce. She's like, I'm so proud of Harry and Meghan and their staff for the Invictus and the vets whose lives have been changed for the better. for better being a part of this. Isn't that amazing? It's just so wonderful. Yes. Vinny is here. Lola is here. R. Carter is here. Hello, guys. Wait, there we go. R. Carter. Who else I see in here? Oh, Mara's here. Hello, Mara V. And Karen is here. Hello, this is a different Karen. Karen DeMaris. Is it Karen now? You say your name, Karen? So hopefully that's how you pronounce it. I'm assuming it's pronounced the same way as a Karen. But let's see who else is here. Oh, Gloria C is here. Hello, Gloria C. Oh, wait, click on Gloria C. There we go. And Lady T is here. Norma. Wait, did I say Norma before? Norma, you're here. And everyone else will say hello to. Oh, Janet. Hello, Janet, with the big. She has the pink waving hands. Hello, Janet. And all of our friends will say hello to as we go on, as we see Alma and Joyce. I'm sorry, Dolores and Evelyn also here with us. But Leslie F is here. I'll see you say hello to Miss Leslie F. Leslie F, unmute yourself.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh
How
my
are
gosh, the
you?
Invictus opening. Oh, I'm doing so good. I haven't been on much of the live streams because I'm now working at a local hospital here, doing my medical work, and then also working as a substitute teacher in the school districts 1 day a week, or at least try to do it 3 times a month. So as a health teacher, so it's my schedule's been crazy, but I'm off the weekends, and I got to see the opening today. I met so many wonderful people on the live streams. From I was on news18.com, which was I guess CNN's, and
Uh-huh.
then they stopped the Macklemore concert like right at the beginning, and they just started going on a loop. So everybody jumped over to CBS Sports. But I met squiddies from South Africa, Botswana. They were saying they were from Botswana because I put a big welcome Sussex squiddies because there was a couple of Rangers in the chat,
Uh-huh.
and from Spain, from France, from Nigeria, and it was amazing to see so many Sussex supporters all around the world.
Wow.
I had fun. I seen Elaine in there, and I seen Lydia Washington in there too, and
Yes.
VS Speaks was in there too. It was like a Sussex squad reunion.
Oh, that is so nice.
Now, if you have Roku, because remember, I asked you for, because we're having tomorrow uh, tomorrow afternoon. I coordinated with some of the VFW vets from here in Orlando, and
Mhm.
we're gonna meet at a local. It's a karaoke bar, but they're gonna be streaming some of the games live. So some of the vets are coming, so I'm gonna go do that after. That's why I was asking. So now that CBS Sports is also carrying, which I was surprised they didn't advertise it, but we'll be able to live stream it there as well,
I had no
in
idea
Orlando.
CBS was carrying it. That is big.
I know that's huge, huge.
And
I don't know
carrying it,
why they didn't
like in
announce
a
it.
great relationship with CBS. So I'm not surprised, but wow, that is big.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I didn't see any advertisement for it because remember, all of us here in United States were asking, where can we see it? Where can we see it? So,
Right, yeah, because
and so
we were.
yes,
I
CBS
know
Sports.
I was on the YouTube, and I saw a lot of squaddies on the YouTube one as well.
Yeah, that's where I was. I have a
Yeah.
Roku, so I was on the YouTube channel on CBS Sports.
Wow,
So
that is
yes,
so good.
so
I
I was
mean,
streaming on my TV, on
goodness,
my laptop, and on my
wow.
phone. Oh, and then a shout out to Toby. I had given him the link to yours and Duchess Squad, who was on the live stream, was dyingly waiting for Macklemore to come on. And whoever was on that live stream knows exactly who I was talking about. That person was hilarious. Hilarious. Where's Macklemore? Where's Macklemore? Like, patience, be patient. But I saw a squatty, or I saw no, I wouldn't say a squatty, a supporter, and I thought it was a great. I think her name was Lida. She had suggested that somehow we should get the Invictus game should put a CD together of all of the opening ceremony teams' songs, music on one CD. And I said, I would buy that. That's 21 songs. That's a perfect workout CD.
I would say email them.
That's what I'm gonna do. So if all of
Yeah,
you
send them an
squatties out
email
there,
and
email
suggest
Invictus
it.
and
That is
ask,
wonderful.
or a playlist, put a
Yeah.
playlist on somewhere that we could purchase it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And download it, because I thought all the songs were great. Some of them were throwbacks,
Mm-hmm.
some of them were amazing, even if they were in different languages. And shout out to Access Dance Company. Two
Oh
years in the
yeah.
making, trying to get on to the Invictus games, and they made it. And
Mm-hmm.
I danced for many, many years when I was younger, contemporary dance, and I was so amazed on how in step, in tune that the two dancers that were in the wheelchairs stayed
Yep.
with the performance. I was blown away, blown away, blown away.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, for me, it was amazing watching them because I've seen performances with like wheelchair or before, and so I'm always like blown away at the work that and the way that are able to put the choreography with the chair along with the other dancers. It's amazing that
Yes.
they are able to do that. So
Yes,
yeah, it's
and
just
they were
yeah.
like spinning and everything. I was like, the
Yeah.
strength that they must have in their upper arms was
Yeah.
insane,
Yeah.
insane.
Teresa's agreeing. She's like, it was amazing. R Carter as well.
Yes, I mean, it was very good. The only thing I would say was, I wish the opening ceremony performances were a little bit longer than 30 minutes. Like, I wish it would have been more performances and
Hmm.
and a little longer.
Hmm.
That's all. But
Yeah.
otherwise, amazing,
Yeah.
amazing. I mean, I cannot.
What did you think of Harry's speech?
I thought he looked calm,
Mm-hmm.
cool, collected. Almost reminded me a little bit of a 007, James Bond,
Mm.
you know, with that slow, British accent, and slow. So he slowed down his conversation. You could understand. I thought it was hilarious what he said about Meghan and finding out her roots are Nigerian. Oh my God, I was cracking up, and I loved that he, even though she wasn't present, you could tell she was present in his heart and his mind, because he included her in the speech.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, he just looked well rested
Mm-hmm.
for all that flying, well rested, and just at the top of his game. He's in his element. This is his thing. This is his baby. He cultivated from an idea to reality. The fruition and the path for that is just God blessing. His mother and his grandma must be looking down on him. So proud. And I
Mm-hmm.
mean, even though the senior royals, they're not saying too much, I'm sure, like, Eugenie and her husband, and they're all looking and they're proud of their cousin.
Mm-hmm.
How can you not be?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, for the squad, I mean, we've been mute on them, so we are doing the Beyonce challenge of mute.
Yes,
So we are like that. I mean, some of us, it's so funny that on Twitter, it's so hilarious. Some of them are struggling. They're like, I'm struggling with being mute. I'm like, you'll be fine. Just,
I know.
log off, go outside.
Oh gosh, and listen, and let's turn it a little bit. Talking about that little memorial that the other two did in Wales. They went to the smallest
All right, so
town in
we're
England.
mute on them.
Oh, we're mute on
We're
that?
we're
Okay.
completely mute.
We're completely mute. Okay,
We
we're
don't know
completely
them.
mute on that. We don't know them. Anyways, I bet you Megan is there. I bet you Megan is there, because remember when Karen came on the stream and she said that Megan, she saw Harry, and they said Megan was there with the children, but they were away, tucked away in private. I bet you she's already there with the children.
I have no idea. I have no idea.
But let me
So
tell you, Harry's star shined,
I
shined,
know.
shined. I was in here dancing by myself, jumping up and down. Then my friend came over, who's also a veteran, and we had our Invictus t-shirts on, and we were jumping up and down in the living room to Macklemore. It was so funny. We looked like two kids jumping on a bed, like, you know what I mean? Like, na, 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 na. It was
Hmm.
so great.
Yes.
Great performance. And let me tell you, shout out to Macklemore. He did my daughter just completed 10 years cancer free on September 3rd.
Oh
And
wow.
he did a concert on her behalf at Penn State University in Pennsylvania to bring awareness to pediatric cancer. And I do have pictures, I can email them to you. And he did that when he found out that, she wanted to go to the concert. He honored the concert in her name and gave half the proceeds to the Thon Foundation at Penn State University for the
Oh,
pediatric
wow.
cancer ward. Yep.
Yeah.
The
Oh,
ticket sales.
wow.
It was amazing.
That's awesome. I'm not a Macklemore fan. I am so sorry. I basically didn't stay for the Macklemore. When he came on, I kind of left.
Oh,
I'm just not into it. But but I think that is awesome. I think that is awesome. It's like the difference, right? The
yes.
total difference. But I'm glad you enjoyed Macklemore. And wait a minute, Yulibi say, oh, hang on, wait, hang on one second. I just hang on. Yulibi said I was blocked from commenting because I kept calling Harry the legend. You were blocked from commenting on the YouTube live?
Yeah, what
I'm not sure I
happened?
understand why you'd be blocked for calling him he is a legend. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why. That's crazy. Explain a little bit more, Yulibi. And also, Anne, I think this is what I had before. That he mentioned Tyra. Oh, and that's her. That's
Yes.
Tyra there. I'm just gonna hang
Oh,
on.
me and my friend, we started crying when we saw her stand up
Yeah,
on
that's
her
her
own two
in the middle
legs.
picture right there. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Aw.
I did a shout out, and for any of the squaddies here, I was an army veteran, I am an army veteran, and I was a medic, a military medic. And I'm going to age myself. I was 5 months pregnant when the one of the wars started in Iraq, and I gave a shout out to all military medics because sometimes. And I'm gonna write a letter to Invictus because I'm gonna say sometimes it would be nice if he mentioned the medics because we are the first faces a vet sees when they're injured, a soldier sees on the battleground. We're also the last face they see when they go home, and we're the first face that welcomes them when they're back in their own home country in the veterans hospitals. The medics, like we carry your pain, and we thrive on your survival. We really do.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you could definitely, hey, definitely contact, email them. I mean, I'm assuming that when they talked about veterans, that includes every single person. I don't.
Well, I'm gonna
I never thought of it as excluding medics, but
no, but
definitely,
I'm
I would
gonna
say, contact them if you'd like.
yeah, especially because the veterans, the VFW that I worked with here in Orlando, there's actually 10 of us, and so we're going to volunteer. We're going to try and get more to go to Canada and have like a
Nice.
whole, because I know they were short medics in Germany this year, but they were our medical personnel, and so
Mm-hmm.
most of us still work in the medical field, so and have
Yeah.
gone on from being paramedics or medics or combat medics to nurses and doctors and stuff. So the 10 of us were talking, we were chatting, we were talking about getting a group together. We want to do at least 50 from Orlando area,
Mm-hmm.
military vet, either Navy corpsmen or Marine Corps or Army vets to go to volunteer for
Next
Canada's
year, yeah.
Invictus.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because when I think of in terms of this, I mean, in any war, really, the only people that have really been excluded from, say, even say like Vietnam or anything like that, or the women, for example, the donut dollies and stuff, weren't even considered
yeah,
military, even though they served and experienced so, a couple of them even died. They weren't, they still to this day don't even know how many women served in Vietnam
hmm,
because they all, they basically labeled them M, like M or F, male or
right.
female. They put M, and so there wasn't a bracket for female. So to this day, they don't even know how many women served in Vietnam.
That
And
is
so,
true.
yeah, so the only people that I know that have ever been excluded from being considered military are the donut dollies, and for example some of them who did the library, who worked in the libraries and stuff like that. So they weren't really considered military, and so they never got like any of the benefits and stuff like that. I mean, the little benefits that they had coming back from, say, Vietnam, they didn't have any of those things because they weren't considered military.
Right, they
And
were
so even
considered
though they came
support
back with so
staff.
much trauma, they
Hmm.
never were, yeah, a lot of them never, they died never getting any benefits.
Yep.
But
That is
medics, I
true.
know, were for me, at least what I've seen, were always included. So I mean,
Right. Well, and
if you feel like,
I wouldn't say excluded. I would say, I guess, say acknowledged, because a lot of my the ones that I know, and me myself to an extent too, we
yeah,
suffer from a silent disability. There are
right,
certain. It took me a very, very long time to watch Heart of Invictus, which I watch it a day, because I felt it might be triggering, and it was in
hmm,
some cases. There are some war movies and stuff that I will not see, because I lived it. I was the ones that got them off the planes, and took care of them. You know what I mean?
right,
And
yes,
saw their suffering for weeks and weeks upon end. You know what I
hmm,
mean? And their mental state. So it is triggering for me. But
hmm,
I will say this. I did watch Heart of Invictus. I've watched it 3 times now. It is a wonderful story. It is a wonderful, and I do, like, as I don't know if any of the squaddies do this, but I do play it in the background sometimes when I was doing it. I had on one TV while I was watching the opening ceremony, so that get the viewership up. But
hmm,
I wish they would just give a little bit of acknowledgement, because a lot of the military medics, we they don't have physical disabilities, but we carry the pain. I mean,
the invisible
seeing
war,
one
yeah, the
soldier,
invisible,
seeing one
hmm,
soldier injured on the battlefield. We saw that in Heart of Invictus. Just the
hmm,
few that she saw as a medic, we saw hundreds.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah. No,
but
I definitely, I mean, contact them and, and share, because, and the great thing is that they're very much open to hearing from, you know what I mean? So definitely,
yeah.
definitely. Yeah. But
But I
thank
thought
you
this was
so much. I am
amazing.
so
And pero,
happy that, huh?
thank you for your platform, because today, I mean, I am in joy, 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 joy. I'm just like, eating it up, eating it up.
Yes. Well, I am so happy you're here, because it's been such a long time since we last chat, and so when all
Yes,
of that stuff at the end of, the end of the month or whatever, or whenever the judge decides to give us a ruling,
yes.
we will
I'll be
come back
back.
to
I'll still
Harry's
be
court case. But
following.
until then, we are in Invictus.
Yes, 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 yes. I mean, amazing. I can't wait. And by the way, if you have a Roku, I don't know, and this is no sponsorship or anything like that, but I do know on Roku, on the YouTube channel, CBS Sports, they already have announcements where you can get notifications, because they're going to start tomorrow, like at Eastern time, 11 a.m., 10 a.m.,
Mhm.
11 a.m.,
Mhm.
and they will be going live all day on the
Okay,
YouTube channel side. So you can watch all the different competitions if you
that
have the
is
schedule off the
that
app.
is so awesome. Thank you so much, Leslie. And it
You're
just speaks to
welcome.
how big Invictus is now, because BBC is carrying it. Now see, like, that is awesome.
CNN Live was carrying it,
That
CBS
is so
Sports.
amazing. I'm like,
I
yes,
know.
Harry. That is, I'm telling you.
Yeah, and I learned some
So
things too. Boeing has 20,000 vets as employees. Didn't know that.
I know, right?
Didn't
It
know
is
that. I was like, wow.
wonderful. It is so wonderful to see. It is absolutely so wonderful to see. And I know that Better Up, I think they are also working with a lot of the different branches of the military here.
Yeah, they
And
gave free
also they've just
counseling.
re-upped and are back doing Invictus again this year. So it's
Yes.
wonderful to see. It is
Yes, it
just
is.
really, really, really wonderful. So I'm like, yes.
And to
So
think all of these are volunteers. They're volunteers.
I
They're
know, yeah.
volunteering and donations. I'm like, it's
Exactly. And I mean,
amazing.
even what is it?
Amazon.
Amazon purchased all the tickets so people can just go for free.
Yep,
It's like,
amazing. That means just like amazing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just, just amazing. You got to be in awe of Harry. Whether you like what's going on or not, as a squatty, I'm pro Harry and Meghan, but you have to be in awe of
yep,
his heart and his charisma, of the goodness he draws in. I mean, the
yep.
goodness of all these. This None of this would have ever happened if he didn't conceive this idea. I mean, come off the Warrior Games, saw what we were doing here in the States with the Warrior Games,
Hmm.
and make it bigger.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I think the wonderful thing too about it is so funny, because just seeing what's his name, Jeff Bezos, sitting in this in Beyonce's balcony, and Meghan was
Yes.
on that balcony as well, and you're like, yes,
And who knew the
you
CEO of
know.
Netflix wife, he was had jungle
Yes,
fever. Who
Nicole. I'm
knew
like,
that?
yes, yes. I'm telling
Doing the
you,
swirl there. Who knew
it
that?
is.
Nobody knew that. I bet you,
Mhm.
I'm telling you, I bet you the UK was mum. All that negativity they were saying on behalf of Netflix, and they were like, oh, yeah,
Yeah, right.
oh.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So, anyways, my love, thank you so much for
Thank you
calling
so
in
much for
and
the
sharing.
opportunity.
And please get in touch with them, them and share your
I will
thoughts.
keep you in the loop. And hello, squatties, and welcome, welcome, welcome from all over the world where you are. Be nice if some of you post to where you're from, the country you're from. That would be amazing just to see how far we've reached. All
Yeah, I
right.
know,
You all
right?
have a blessed and loved day. May God bless you all.
All right, my
All right.
love.
Bye
Same to
bye.
you. Bye. Oh, that is so. Black Queen is saying yes. Boeing is one of the largest employers of veterans. That is so wonderful to hear, and it's so amazing. I mean, they are so all up in the game. So I'm assuming they'll have a jet there, as there was a jet. Well, actually, I think it was one of the military jets at the Hague. So I'm looking forward to see what what they will have. Are they gonna have a jet there? Are they gonna have like the model planes, like Land Rover had the model Land Rovers that Harry and Meghan were sitting on with the kids? I mean, it'll be very exciting to see what they come up with this time at the Home for Respect. So yes, but guys, it's so funny. The picture on the picture on the bottom. I don't know if you can see it really well. But I was laughing at the U.S. team. I'm like, did the U.S. kind of just misunderstand it? I was just like, I think we got a little confused, and you know, they just like brought the whole of the military community. It's like, how many people are in this delegation? I was like, half of the people there are from the US. It's so funny. I was looking at this like, oh my goodness, that's a lot of people. I'm just pulling all legs though. I'm just pulling the US. It's so great to see so many vets come out and are so excited. But I was just like laughing at the US, like, oh my goodness, they brought the entire veteran community, which should be awesome, really, you know. But it's just great. And again, it was great to see Tyra, who's in the middle there, and Harry calling her out, and just so wonderful, because I was wondering if she would be there. I don't know if Gabe is gonna. I didn't see Gabe, so I'm hoping he's there, or he will be there at some point, so that would be awesome. But guys, I'm sorry, Meghan better come and get her husband, because somebody's gonna steal this man. Somebody is going to, at least one of the squatties in Dusseldorf right now is going to steal her husband. I mean, can you just take a look at this man? What is Meghan feeding this man? I am just like, look at our Harry. And boy, is he wearing those suits. Look at that. I am like, wow. And even the days when I'll be like making fun of Harry's hair, I can't even do that today. I'm just like, everything is on point. Everything is on point. Yes. Leslie's like, he looks so good. He did. And did you notice that Harry had 3 wardrobe changes? Me, who does not even look at fashion and don't even care, I even noticed. I was like, can you just, I'm like, look at Megan's husband. I'm like, girl, you better get to Dusseldorf and get there fast, because one of our squatties is going to take your husband and ran. And it'd be your fault, Meghan, for staying in Montecito. It'll be your fault, you know. Lola Love says, I was looking for Gabe too. Maybe he was sitting in the audience and not participating this year. Could be. But I was definitely looking for him as well, so hopefully he will be there. Jerry says, I think the US team is the largest. Yeah, by far. But I'm so happy. I'm so happy to see how many vets are just so excited about this. And a lot of them were at the Warrior Games that Harry was just speaking at a couple months ago in San Diego. And then obviously he went back to San Diego to do the just a screening right before Heart of Invictus opened. And so yeah, I mean, they are so fired up to do this. I love it. Tyro says Harry must get the Nobel Prize final TKO for his diabolical family. Oh, final TKO for his Bible. It's so funny you said this because the Nobel Prize was tweeting yesterday, and they were like, um, something to the effect of something like, want to guess who would be the person getting the call? I think it's on October 8th or something like that when they announce who the prizes are. And I literally tweeted Ben back. I was like, Prince Harry, I hope Prince Harry would get that call for either the Invictus Games or Spare. And so I literally tweeted them back at them. They never responded, obviously, but I would definitely, I'm hoping that they would consider Harry and give him for either the games or the book. I mean, both. And the games from The Hague last year, it's like the first really big, sporting event after the COVID. And look at how amazing it was. And I think he definitely should get it. So, yeah. Harry says, hush, pedal. Well, Harry, I mean, look, I never even think of Harry in these terms. Until today, I was like, whoa, Harry, you are looking fine. I mean, you can't help. Look at that, So, Joanne said, see what Joanne is agreeing. It's like, didn't Harry look good? He was sharp. I'm telling you, Meghan better get to Dusseldorf, so somebody is going to run off with him. Oh my gosh, it's exactly what I was thinking, Randall. I'm really looking GQ. I'm telling you, GQ needs to put that. I mean, I don't know fashion, so I don't know. I can't tell from the outfits he's wearing where his suits are from. And so some people for some reason could just look at that thing and figure out. I don't know how they do it. I'm not a fashion person, so I don't really know how people do it. But oh my goodness, I wouldn't be surprised. Somebody's just, maybe it was Dior or one of those. I know he's worn those before. Compton Caligal says, well-fitted suit. I'm telling you, he is really wearing this, and it's like he wore one to the, that sort of meet and greet with the mayor of Dusseldorf, which is the black suit. And then, I was thinking, I guess he's going to go from there straight to the games. And then at the games, he's wearing something completely different without a tie. And I was just like, well, look at Harry, And of course, this was yesterday. It's so funny. They had reported that Harry would go back to from the Welsh Child Award. He was literally going to get on a plane and get over to Dusseldorf, which is what I was thinking he was going to do. Even before us, they had mentioned that. I think, and this is what happens when you listen to crazy reporters from the British press. I should have known better than to even give that any credence, but they were thinking exactly what I was thinking. So I was like, I'm sure that's what he'll do. So I thought he would just jump in a plane straight to Dusseldorf and like peace out of the UK. So imagine my surprise. Yesterday I was just like, what do you mean you stayed in the UK? Why? But then of course, I thinking about it and putting thought into it, I was like, you know what? Yeah. It doesn't matter what I or anybody else think about, Queen Betty. Harry loves his grandmother. He absolutely loves his grandmother. And so it stands the reason he would have stayed in the UK and go visit her. And it's very funny how, they said later that others of the family, I guess the ones who live in Windsor, I guess, went also to visit the where she is entombed in the church. And that's another thing with that church. That is creepy. I don't know. I was just like, this is the church where, Harry and Meghan got married as well. But just the idea, and I don't know, is that with all churches do they do that in the US as well? I don't, my church, we've never been, we've never had a church building. We don't ever meet in churches. So I don't know like the ins and outs of churches, but did they do that in the US as well? Where they put, people are buried in the church? Like, eeks. In like the walls of the church. I mean, Harry mentioned in Spare that Windsor Castle is also like a burial ground. There are people buried in the walls of there or something craziness like that. And I was like, is that normal? I don't know. I just was like, but just it's kind of creepy, I mean, I wouldn't want to be in that church by myself late at night, that's for sure, because of just the idea. But so but anyway, so he was there visiting her, and then obviously then went on to Dusseldorf. So yeah, it's very, I mean, I was surprised to see it. I was, hoping that he would have pieced out of there. But again, when you think about it, it stands to reason that he would stay. It's his grandmother and somebody he loves, and is able to pay respects to her, on that day. So yeah, and I think it caught just about everybody else by surprise as well. So yeah, very interesting. Let me see. I'm gonna stay in the chat for a second. There was someone mentioned something that I just saw here in a bit, and I was just like, where is it? Huh. Okay. Let's see. Raven is talking about clothes. She says Harry changed his clothes again for the German sports show segment. Looking, I'm not sure what those emojis are. They're a little bit small to my eyes. But okay, so that's what his fourth change for the day. I was like, Harry is modeling outfits. Maybe he has a designer, it's like, oh, you go, Harry, I mean, I haven't seen the interview yet, so I'll see it later to see what he changed into this time. But I was like, yeah, you go, Harry. Yeah, this is Harry when he was at the when he met the mayor and I guess other representatives from the game. And did you guys see that crowd that was there? I was like, oh my goodness. It was amazing to see Harry walk into that crowd, and here he is with the mayor, and this is this woman Alethea. And it's like a small platform because I wasn't sure what, I didn't see anything as to tell us like why all of these people were there for Harry and what exactly what they were doing. But then she had tweeted that he was there and he was going to be meeting the Lord Mayor, Dr. Keller, and other representatives from the games. So that's how I knew what was happening there. But the crowd there was amazing. And I don't know what's copyrighted and what's not. So I'm very, very picky if I'm going to use anybody's video and thing, because I don't want to get a YouTube strike. And so, but it's just like, I mean, look at this. I was like, you go, Harry. I absolutely love it. I love it. So, let's see. Faith says Harry said before Meghan he did not care about fashion. And yeah, I mean, this is the guy that was shopping at TK Maxx, right? Wait, TK Maxx in the UK and TJ Maxx in the US. I forget, but I think it's TK Maxx in the UK. But yeah, I mean, that's where he was shopping. I mean, now the guy is in, you could tell, I mean, this is like designer suits, I mean, fitted and everything. This is probably the best fit of a suit I've seen on Harry. I've probably seen a couple, and so, but this is one of the best. The guy look amazing, and obviously been working out, so yeah, it's like, And Meghan is all into fashion, so Harry has to keep up. I mean, you can't be looking, Meghan in her high fashion and him walking around in TK Maxx outfits. That's not gonna fly. So yeah, and also too with his stature, with his company and all the things he's building, you gotta look the part. So there you go. Good for him. Against all that said, she is currently watching the opening ceremony. Yeah, it's on replay. It's on YouTube, so I'm sure you can replay it. So yeah, absolutely. Let's see what else is there. What you guys are saying. Lola Love says, R. Smith, is it really a black suit? It looks like a midnight blue. Oh, I don't know. It looked black to me, but who knows? Let's see. Lorna says, famous people in England are buried in churches because it's closest to God. Oh, dear Lord. I guess these people have not read the Bible. I guess not. We'll just have to assume they have not read the Bible. So there you go. All right. This is craziness. That's why they are buried in a church, because unbelievable. Anyways, the fact that Jesus was in a tomb and not in a church could tell you that's not true, right? That should have been a clue right there. So, but anyways, moving on. Let's see. Dolores says, Prince Harry has style now. He looks good and wealthy. He sure does. He sure does. He's like, I'm in the money. I'm in the money. And I'm telling you, with Meghan for a wife, you got to be up. I mean, you got to be up in your fashion. You can't be, again, the TK Maxx stuff. So Joy says, Harry is the head of a foundation now. He can't just go out looking any kind of way anymore. Exactly. He's got to look the part. And especially in the community that he is in and the people that he's around, yes, it could be a little shallow, but they will look at your clothes. They will definitely look at your clothes. And you can say, well, those rich people, for example, like those with Apple and stuff, like, they would just run around in a black t-shirt and jeans. Well, yeah, but I don't think Harry's not there on the financial level as, for example, Steve Jobs, who owns, he passed on now, but he used to just all be dressed in a black t-shirt, and yeah, so let's see. Sylvia says, Harry now has a wife who probably slowly started to help him change his dressing. He and Meghan probably both go custom when necessary. Harry and Meghan, I find, very simple in their lifestyle. Yeah, very true. Very true. So like we're all up into fashion. It's like, why am I talking about fashion? No, nothing about fashion, but I mean, you couldn't help notice. Oh, Phyllis, thank you so much for your donation. I appreciate it. She's like, hi, Pellel and Squatties. My son was a military pilot, Black Hawk and Apache. He too works for Boeing. I'm so doubly proud. Oh, Phyllis, I would be too. This is wonderful. That is absolute. Ooh, and your son can fly a Black Hawk and an Apache. Whoa, that is amazing. Really, that is wonderful. So, but yes, I mean, goodness, I'm so proud of you and your son, man. And he couldn't be where he is without you. So there you go. You take your flowers. You have a lot to do with him being where he is. So kudos to him and you, boy. That's awesome. Let's see. What else I got from today? Let's see. Oh, this is, I don't even know, for our German squatties here. I'm like, this kind of reads like a tabloid, but I'm not sure. I've never seen it before. Bunte? I have no idea. You can tell me if this German outlet is tabloid or not. It says, in the live ticker, Harry, we love you. Dusseldorf celebrates him like a pop star. And so that's when he was going to meeting with the mayor. So they were counting, or at least, time stamping when he got there and all that was happening around it. And so This news outlet says, and there it is, with a big smile on his face, Prince Harry greets Dusseldorf Lord Mayor Stephen Keller in front of the town hall. The son of King Charles is cheered by awaiting fans like a pop star. Loud shouts of Harry, Harry, we love you, echoed across the town hall square. However, more than 100 waiting fans who had hoped for selfies and autographs were disappointed for the time being. Immediately after greeting, they went to the town hall. There, Harry and Mr. Boris Pistorius were to sign the Golden Book. Nevertheless, there were no long faces in the front of the town hall. It was worth it, was the opinion of most who were waiting. Oh. Of course, they're waiting for selfies and stuff, but I'm glad they understood, and they're like, oh well, it's okay, it was worth it. They got to see Harry, so there you go. And for security reasons, no, you can't be doing selfies, not in the climate that we have now. And then earlier, actually, one of the first things that was happening earlier today is that they had like they had a press conference, and they had like a meeting. I guess a lot of delegates and stuff were there, but just really talking about the community and what I guess veterans can get out of Invictus games and all of that stuff. So it's really cool how they saw it. But this one, it says, today's official opening press conference took place at our media center. We are looking forward to the upcoming days with inspiring competitors and their friends and family at the Home for Respect. And also, too, Invictus Game Foundation said the IGF conversation, which is where you see all these people, continues to be a wonderful starting point to the Invictus Games. It is an event that truly allows us to connect with the entire community and share how we can continue in this shared journey of recovery. And I love that they do these, sort of seminars. And, I know last year, last year at The Hague, they also had that. Better Up held some, and others held some of these where the vets could come and talk about whatever it is they're talking about. So it's really wonderful that they can have the community that just have this time where they can talk and share and, hear each other's experiences. And then Harry was going around meeting folks. Just in case you haven't seen these photos, if you're on Twitter, you've probably seen the majority of them already. Harry dropped by, says, the Duke of Sussex dropped in this morning to meet our international group of volunteer categorizers. This group, led by We Are Invictus, conduct all assessment of the competitors at the Invictus Games to facilitate their fair competition in recovery. And so that's a small group, and it's just like, wow, 500 athletes, and so it's wonderful, the job that they've done. And so thank you to this group who were responsible for getting and deciding, I guess, and helping to decide all the athletes that would be part of the games. So thank you. I mean, that must be incredibly difficult job that they were able to do. So thank you. So Harry dropped by there to visit them today. And then he also dropped by Team UK, and from last year, how horribly they were treated, really. Thankfully, Harry and Meghan were there to, encourage them and stuff like that. So Harry obviously dropped by and visited them today. And so it was really great. I mean, this is Harry's first look for the day. This was look number 1. And guys, look at Harry's feet. Harry has new shoes. I just love it. I absolutely love it. I was like, Harry has new shoes. So I was just like, you go, Harry, And so, yeah. And here are some other pictures of Harry and the UK team. And it's just really, really great to see that, no matter what is going on, that they have, Harry has maintained his relationship with them. And they're all just, there's like one big family. It is just so great. It is just so wonderful to see. And so, yeah. And yes, I had to take take a look at Harry's shoes at the bottom there. I was like, I'm telling you, look number one, brand new shoes, and hopefully, I mean, maybe he's working with a brand. Who knows who it is? Oh, Leslie F said they look like Van sneak. I don't know. She said look like Van sneakers. Don't know, but it's new. At least it's new to us. I hadn't seen it before, so I'm telling you, no more holy shoes. No more shoes with holes in the bottom. I'm telling you, Harry is looking fly, so kudos to him. But yeah, this was his first look of the day, and then it was the black, and then it was the whatever color. It looks like kind of like an olive color, I guess. And so now we're being told that he's wearing something different for his interview later. 4 looks. I mean, you go model Harry, so yeah. Let's see. Thing in the chat for a second. Root Limper says, no, you know, 55,000 is how many people were at the ceremony. Oh my goodness, it was 55,000, because I saw on Twitter this reporter from I think it was I think it was forces.net, I think, which is the military news outlet. He made a mistake and put like 10,000 or something, and so many people went after him. He's like, sorry guys, I'm sorry. It's more like 20,000 and more. So I thought it was about 20,000. I didn't realize it was that much. 55,000. Oh my goodness. Wow. That is, I mean, looking at this, you know, the shots of it, you could tell there was like a ton of people in there. So that is amazing. And you had to pay to get into the opening ceremony, the opening and the closing ceremony. So, and, you know, obviously the games for the individual sports and stuff, that is free. So hopefully, you know, many of those people who are at the opening ceremony would be there for the sport, you know, for the events. That would be amazing. Wow, that is awesome. Yeah, this is what I thought on as well. They said about 20,000 or above 20,000. I didn't know it was like 50. Oh wow, it'd be great if it's 55,000, but it looked packed in there. So it was great. Oh wait. That just jumped at me. Where is it? Oh, well, Lorna Williams is saying, Lorna said, Rootless says, whoa, the master of ceremony said 20,000. So, okay. One speaker said, nobody knows. Wait, this thing keeps jumping. Where is it? I just saw something that someone was saying. Oh, Novi said, one speaker said 30,000. So, in other words, nobody knows how many people were there. A lot of people were there. I will give it a day for them to figure out exactly, somewhere between 20 and 55,000 people were there. So I'll give it a day for them to figure out how many people were there. Let's see. But it just, ooh, that is awesome. R. Smith says, has anyone seen Chris Chip? Oh, Taliban Chris. No, we're mute on him too. So there. Oh, well, Ruth is saying, guys, I might be wrong about the 55,000. Someone check me, please. Don't know. It's somewhere between 20 and 55,000. So I said I will give it a day for them to settle on whatever number. I mean, by then they should have the correct amount. So there. Vinny says the arena was built to accommodate 20,000 visitors. Oh, well, there you go. There you go. So if it was only built to accommodate 20,000, there was no way it's getting to 30 and 55,000. So there you go. Okay. Rhonda says the announcer said 20,000. There we go. So thank you guys so much. Let's see what else I got in here. This is Kieran Drake. He is actually the UK, I think, deputy ambassador for Germany. The UK's ambassador to Germany says, great to be here with the UK team and hear their stories and what the games mean to them. So it's great to see that, you know, at least the ambassador is there. They were actually really great with the team last year. I know they had like a sort of I guess like a dinner or something like that with the team. And so that was great. not many, and there were some of the military that were supporting them, but the kind of support that this team should have, they just don't have. And so, at least I'm glad to see him supporting them. Last year was just ridiculous. And those we shall not name, they've all given themselves these fake titles, and yet they have not shown any public support to this team. And so for me, I was wondering why the British military don't speak out against that nonsense. Yes, I know they're head of the military, but you give yourself these titles, yet in these situations when your veterans are in front of the world, you are mute. So yeah, we'll deal with them after our mute our mute phase, when I can actually go after them for this kind of mess. So yeah, but we'll stay mute until then. Let's see what else. And the U.S. Delegate, they arrived earlier today. This gentleman, Bill Nelson, actually, he is from NASA, and so he is a NASA administrator, and so he is leading, or has led, the U.S. delegation, the White House delegation of I think it was about 10 of them, from President Biden. I guess they put together this team led by Bill Nelson that were all part of the Invictus ceremony today. I don't know how long they will be, if they were going to be there for the entire games. I know they're definitely going to be there. I know they're definitely going to be there. They were definitely there today. So hopefully they're there. Wait, somebody just said good news about Coco. Did she win? They were still playing when I came on, so I don't know. I know she was up in the first and in the second set, so I don't know if she won it. So somebody tell me, is Coco win? Because I'm rooting for Coco. So hopefully she at least, But I I love me some Coco Gauff. So there you go. So let's see. Lottie, wash your mouth with soap and water. That's all I'm gonna say about this. Wash your mouth and wash your hands. You type something like this. Coco just won. Oh my gosh, Coco just won. Yes, Coco. Oh, I am so proud. She lost the first set. Oh my gosh, Coco won. Oh my goodness. Oh, I cannot wait to see her jump and scream. Though the US Open, I'm telling you, in New York, we are loud. So, oh my gosh, she won 2 sets to 1. You go, Coco. You guys, you need to see. Oh my gosh, maybe I should post it. There's a video of Coco when she was 8 years old at the US Open, and she was jumping up in the stand. They were singing, doing some dance on, I guess for the kids' day. They do that right before the tournament, the US Open. And so she was there. She was 8 years old. I think it was in 2012 or something like that. And she was jumping up. And there she is today, Coco, in that same stadium. Now she has won. Oh my gosh. I am so happy for her. This is a big deal. To beat Sabalenka, I'm telling you. Sabalenka, if you don't know what happened in the semifinal, poor Madison Keys. Madison Keys was up. She bageled her in the first set. 6-love, was up 5-3, serving for the match. She was 15-love. And Madison Keys lost the second set. She was up 4-2 in the third set and end up losing that match. And that match ended at almost 1 a.m. They let that poor girl have to sit there and do a press conference after. That's the reason I hate those press conferences. Remember when Naomi Osaka was having, it was affecting her mental health and the whole thing. This was one of the reasons. This poor girl, she broke down crying and left that press conference in tears after losing that match. So Sabalenka, she fought and fought and fought. And so I was just like, oh my gosh, when I saw her, she won the first set. I was like, oh no. But Coco has come back twice before, in the first round and I think the second round when she was down a first set. So she has grown in leaps and bounds right before our eyes. The beginning of the year, Coco could not even get her forehand to go. I'm a tennis buff, so she was so frustrated, and then the summer hit, and then it just turned around. I think she let her dad, who was coaching her, go, and then she hired Brad Gilbert. Great decision. Brad Gilbert is amazing, and I'm telling you, she is doing. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I mean, and she's only 19 years old. She's the first teenager to do this, since Serena. So this is, and you know that New York's crowd is probably screaming. We are loud in New York. So yes. Mira's like, hooray, Coco. Yes. Oh, I'm so happy for her. Oh, goodness. I hope Naomi was there. She was there a couple days ago. So, yeah. Sylvia says, Coco opponent did not change her style of hitting. Coco won. Yeah. I mean, one of the things, it's hard to sit through a Sabalenka match because Sabalenka just screams the whole match. And sometimes if I see her playing and I want to watch them, I have to mute it because her screaming the whole match just drives me crazy. So, well, Leslie says, OMG, my neighbor was shouting for Coco. She's from Delray Beach. Coco, that's where Coco is from. Coco's born and I think she still lives in Delray Beach. So Delray Beach is going crazy today. They should. It's the one time I'll be celebrating with Florida. Because you know how I feel about Florida. But and Leslie is there, so it's okay. Oh my gosh. Rhonda says she's crying so bad. I'm so happy for her. Oh my gosh, Coco. She's such a wonderful young lady, so intelligent, so present. I mean, even they were doing somebody was protesting the stands for her match. She didn't even get mad at them. She's like, I understand the protest. She's also advocate for climate change and all that. She is just so, goodness. Yeah. 6'2", 6'3", 6'2". Wow. You go, Coco. Thank you guys for sharing and letting me know. Because I came on and it was 2-2. She got broken in the what happened? Oh yeah, I think she broke her in the second, and that's why I left it when I came on. So yeah, it was like, oh, so great. Let's see. This is a fantastic day. I mean, talk Invictus, now Coco. This is awesome. This is absolutely awesome. So anyways, we'll get back to Coco later. Oh my goodness. Her parents must be like jumping and screaming. I could imagine her mom. Her dad he can't sit to the matches. He usually like stay outside and walk around. But back to Invictus games, guys. We have all these squaddies at the games. Look at some of these squaddies, like they were like posing for pictures and stuff. I see Peace there. Peace is like, I think Peace is working in the media room. She is volunteering. So yeah, that's Peace on the floor there on the right with the glasses on the floor. So these are just some of them. So some of our squaddies are there enjoying the games. Oh my goodness. You can hear some of them. They post videos and screaming in the videos. So squaddies are squaddies. There's some of our squaddies as well, hanging out with Team Jordan. It is so wonderful. So they are there. And this is Harry. I love Harry's hat. Harry hanging out with Team Columbia. And I just absolutely love this hat. It's just like this is so cool. Did you guys what did you guys think about Harry, Harry mentioning Meghan being Nigerian? And that's what the British press are going to run with. Harry said he's in competition with Meghan because of Nigeria. That's going to be the headline. Even though it's like a little throwaway thing, as long as it has to do with Meghan and a competition, they could spin that in like 50 million ways. You just know what the British press would do. But I mean, I love that he mentioned, about Meghan's Nigerian ancestry. And of course, Tina is being crazy on Twitter. I'm like, show off. I tweeted back at her. I'm like, show off. She's like, y'all gonna get sick of me. Yes, we are. She's gonna be like throwing it at us every time. Meghan is Nigerian. Meghan is Nigerian. Yeah, Tina, we know. But I absolutely love that Harry mentioned that, Team Nigeria, of course, our faves. At least my fave, of course, I'll be sharing everybody on. But my faves and my absolute bias is obviously Team US, Team Nigeria, and I think I'll be rooting for Team Colombia as well. So those will be my three faves, my bias faves, but I'll be rooting for everybody as well. So yes. And Invictus Games tweeted, it's wonderful to have Tyra at the Invictus Games Dusseldorf. Tyra's incredible journey was documented by our Netflix series, Heart of Invictus. We are delighted to see her happy and healthy. Oh, and she was so moved when Harry mentioned her, and then she stood up and was like, oh. And of course, Heart of Invictus is trending. Yes, of course. It's all about Invictus. So it is just absolutely wonderful. I was like, oh, what else I got? Do I have it? No, I think that's all I got. Let's see. I'm gonna stay in the chat and chat with you guys. Also, let me put the link back in the chat. If you want to call in, please do. Please call in and chat with us. Share with us what you think. Yeah. Let's see. Yalibi says he shouted loud on the world stage, "My wife is black." Tex Green came over. He did. So just in case those racists didn't get the point, yes, his wife is black. Her ancestry is Nigerian, black. I love that. And it's so funny. I would love to hear, who see like Harry and Meghan rooting against each other. Like, for example, if Nigeria is playing against Britain I'm assuming because Harry is also Brit, but he's also German. His family's German. So I'm sure that, I don't know who, if he has any favorites, but, he is British and German. So, so it'll be kind of funny. Meghan is American and Nigerian. And so, hey, it'll be fun to see their little friendly competition. Let's see. I wish this thing doesn't jump on me that much. Adrian says, whoa, Coco just won $11 million. I would be crying too. My goodness. I'm telling you. She just made bank. The tennis players make a lot of money. They do make a whole lot of money. So good for her, girl. You just make that bank. Good for her. So I'm like, Coco, from where this girl was early in the summer to where she is now. Coco was so frustrated at her game. And there were times, I think one time she screamed at her dad. That's how frustrated she was. And so to see that, I'm like, oh my goodness, girl. So yes. Let's see. Lola Love says, she's talking to Dolores. Therefore, the royal family has no say in the Invictus Games. Harry is the founder and patron of that. Oh yeah, no, they have no say in any of that stuff. So yeah, they would love to, I'm sure, but no, they have no say in it. And I love that Invictus and Travelers are their own entity. They are not even part of Archwell. They are their own entity. They are independent of each other. And so it's great that he has those. So no matter whatever happens, they are their own thing. So yeah. And Sentibali is also its own thing. So yeah, none of those things are under any of those, not even under Archwell. So yeah. Let's see. And it says, I was lucky enough to see and speak to Peace and her sister tonight at the opening ceremony. Oh, so you're there. Oh my gosh. What a wonderful night it was. Especially noted when Prince Harry mentioned Tyra. What a brave lady she is. Yes. Oh my goodness, Annette. I don't know because you're in Germany, so I don't know if you can, but I would love to. If you're able to call in, the link is in the chat. I'm gonna put it there. I don't know if you're able to. Again, it's an international call, but if you're able to, call in. I just put the link there. I'd love to hear your thoughts of being at the games. And I'm so happy you got to speak to Peace. Oh, that's so wonderful. That is so absolutely wonderful. um, so, and I know other, like, I think Karen should be there as well. I hadn't seen anything from her, so hopefully she's there, or maybe they're getting there tomorrow. I don't know when exactly she'll get there. So yeah, I would love to hear your thoughts on what you saw, and what your experience was being live in the there. So yeah. Let's see. Oh, Taiwo, if you wanna, you can choose to shut your camera, and that would be great if you'd, but I mean, if you'd like to go on camera, that's fine as well. But just to protect your privacy, if you'd like to shut your camera before I put you on. So, but Annette, the link is in the chat, so definitely. So hang on one second. Hang on. All right, Taiwo, are you do you want to keep your camera on?
No,
I'll
I
just put you
don't.
on.
How do I switch it up?
Oh well, then let's actually, you should see where it has like a camera there thing there. You can just hit it, and it should say, there we go. Here we go. Just to protect your privacy. There we go. All right. Hi,
Hi, Petal.
Taiwo. How
I'm
are
that
you?
silent person that writes occasionally, but I'm Nigerian, by the way. But I also
Hello.
live in Nigeria and London. And
Ah.
I went to school in England. I have a house here and in Nigeria, but I've been very sick. I came here in April and had to have surgery. Then I got sepsis. But
Oh wow. I'm so
I'm a
sorry to hear
very
that.
passionate Scotty. I think I'm too. Yeah, very passionate Scotty. I've been on all of you for the last 2 years. My kids make
Wow, I
fun
am
of
happy
me,
to hear that.
but
I see you every now and then pop in here.
yeah, did you read what I wrote in the main um uh space in the morning in the live chat? Let me
No,
just
I didn't.
read.
What did you say?
You actually sent it to me as a highlight. You know, I felt that today, the last 1 week, Harry has reclaimed the throne of England. Between last week, Saturday, and the boy Beyonce going to the football match, he looks so gorgeous and so confident and comfortable.
Uh-huh.
Coming to this event, he has shown those lousy, boring, nasty Windsors that he's outclassed them in every way, and he has claimed their throne. I honestly believe that because they're also dumb, they are not embracing the military, and he has become like the idol of all military all over the world. Why
Mm-hmm.
would they be so stupid as not to support the military? Dumb, not clever. Uh, Look, do you know that how many royal families there were in Europe before the Second World War? There are only 10 left.
Mm-hmm.
They shouldn't be as confident as they are. I'm a
Right.
student of, I'm a historian. It takes a few steps and everything can unravel. Everything can
Mm-hmm.
unravel. Their
Mm-hmm.
arrogance is stunning, and their stupidity is, beyond words. Today, the way they keep copying the successes is embarrassing.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Well,
as
we're mute on them, Taiwo. We are mute on them. They don't
Yeah, but
exist for us
I'm
until the
actually
16th.
I'm recovering. So I for 1 minute I watched British TV, and they
Okay.
had this stupid show on, just called The Good, the Bad, and the whatever. And it was with that, I'm sorry to say, because it's not for me to call, that very ugly husband of Zara. He looks like a bullfighter. Uh, Mike Tyndall, I think his name is. Apparently, he has a podcast. pod show, and
So
he now held it today at Windsor Castle. And
yeah,
guess what his
Taiwo,
guest?
Taiwo, we're
What?
mute on them.
Okay.
Yeah,
No,
we are
okay.
mute on them. We're not publicizing any of their
Okay,
things.
no, no, no. It was just
They're
a
not
one day.
there. We're mute on
Yeah, but
them.
it just for me. It was such a contrast
Hmm.
to mediocre, boring, dull, and spectacular. I wish somebody would just call them apart and say, "Stop making fools of yourself." But I'm so proud of Harry, proud
Hmm.
of Meghan, her tenacity. Oh my goodness,
Yes.
you can't live in England. That's why I'm black, and I get so angry that
Hmm.
anybody that's black cannot be as passionate as I am, because they've been nasty to Meghan from day one. And that any
Yeah.
black people, I mean, some of even my age group Nigerians, they have a sense that, because a lot of Africans, they feel that you should always be respectful of your elders,
Hmm.
and that, your in-laws, you should be a wife is a slave. I'm sorry, that's a Yoruba culture. But I mean, I've had two daughter-in-laws, and if you don't behave yourself, they'll take you to a corner and give you a strict warning. Otherwise, they'll tell you not to come back.
Mm.
If you try that in a modern age, but a lot of my age group Nigerians, even my children's age, they feel, oh, I mean, she's not. You should respect your elders. Very, very surprised, and that is what their attitude is. Not because of anything, but because they feel that as a wife, you should always bow down to your in-laws. Well, that is part of the African and the blacks that I know of, lack of support. But the royal family have overdone it to the
Mm.
extent that their pettiness has shown them up to be so wicked.
Mm.
And I mean, you cannot imagine how that riles me up. I
Yeah.
mean, because it's enough for you to all take up a call. Just look at this Sussex court. All over the world, all
Hmm.
over the world. Look at the irony. That's the last word I'm going to say. Whilst they cannot get the Commonwealth game, a single member of a Commonwealth to volunteer to host it, Harry has gotten the whole world to come to his Invictus games, and also he has given them a blueprint of how
Hmm.
you finance such a thing. You don't
Yeah.
ask a country to go and spend 750 million. You get institutionals to put money into it, to bring their brand up. They have
Right.
no clue. They're clueless.
Yeah. Well,
I
what
hope
was, staying on the Invictus for a second, what was your favorite part today? Like, what impacted you about today,
Look,
or
I,
was
I
the
have been
most
following.
impacting?
Look, I tell you, I mean, I have been following. Even in the hospital, I would
Hmm.
switch on my iPad, and I've been watching it, but I've been following the whole thing, and I
Hmm.
knew that there was building up to a credential. My great clap, clap, clap is how strategic Harry has been. He was numb.
Hmm.
They had no idea what he was doing. They had no
Hmm.
clue. He has effectively finished the British tabloid within a week. They have been shown to be liars that don't do anything, that make up stories. They said that Meghan has been removed from the show, that she's been banned. All of that. They didn't know that they were coming. That cruise ship was an example of that. They don't know anything about them. They maybe even don't know that the Americans had such a huge delegation. I mean, they know nothing, and they haven't even been bothered to find out. Or maybe they know, and they're stupid enough not to care.
Hmm.
Today, this week, in effect, he has nailed the coffin, I believe, of the British tabloids. And I
Hmm.
cannot tell you how delighted I am. That is my overall greatest joy, because
Yeah.
we allow them to lie and make up stories. They're about to divorce. We saw them romantic. Then he was bored. We saw them make it, PDA. Then they said she was dancing to set, and they didn't back off. All throughout this week, they didn't back down.
Right.
Now, they came yesterday. He sneaked in, and what? And it's not they keep giving you fake polls. I mean,
Right.
fake polls. Why do they need to be polling her? They
Right.
have
Do
no
you
idea what they're
understand
polling.
why they do what they do?
Yeah, I know that. It's just but it's also because they're stupid. The
Right.
whole family depends on getting I mean, getting this fake idea. But I hope they do their own internal correct polls. You know what happens to leaders that refuse to see what is going on in the room? Listen, I mean, remember Kaczynski? I mean, he was a president of Romania, and because he was such a tyrant, this was like 15 years ago. He had no idea of the hatred of his people, that they hated him so much. He was on the stage in his palace, and all the people came out, and he thought they were coming to praise him. Anyway, to cut a long story, this all the all that started the revolution was somebody saying on TV, and then the whole country started which was the first time they had ever said boo to them. This was Demis Kaczynski, is the president tyrant of Romania. Do you know, 3 days later, he had been arrested. They had done a military tribunal on him, and he was executed by firing squad, him and his wife. That was how fast it was. So you don't, if you're stupid and you do not actually do a proper assessment of what people are feeling, you're fooling yourself. And one thing you must not do is to fool yourself. I hope they actually have their internal polls and not that fake one, because this country is not at all what they're saying.
Right.
They're not. They've got
Well,
it all wrong, and it's so easy. An event like this could well be the catalyst. Because there's an underlying anger and rage. I mean, they're not that stupid. You have all these castles and all these things, and you don't do any work, and you keep telling us, showing the public how dumb you are.
right. Well, the
I
thing
mean,
the thing about it, Taro, is they are not going to change unless we change. Right.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Right. So the thing about it is, one of the reasons for us going mute with the British tabloids is, the more we feed into the nonsense is the more that they're going to go. They have no incentive to stop.
No.
They have zero incentive to stop
Yeah.
unless we stop. So that's one of the reasons we are just mute.
Yeah.
Because they make money by us obsessing about the nonsense. They have no incentive to write anything intelligent or to write anything that is true. They have none.
no respect for the
Because
people.
all they need is for us to click. That's it. They don't care what our responses are. They don't care about any of those things.
Mm-hmm.
So us just buying in and getting upset at the nonsense they write, that's all they need, because that's how they make money. They have no incentives to treat us like we have a brain, because if we keep clicking on their nonsense, that's what they're going to put out. So that's why we are mute. So that's why I'm not, we're like, no, we have to be the ones to stop, because we are the ones buying into and feeding on the nonsense that they put, and the lies and all of the stuff that they write there. They have no incentive if we keep clicking. So the moment we shut it off and turn our brains to something else, that's one of the reasons, like on Twitter, I have had to mute even among us and block even some of us as squaddies, because we are addicted to the nonsense of the British press. So we have to stop. So when we stop, they will stop, because when they realize that none of us are buying into their nonsense, we're not clicking, we're not talking about it, we're not sharing it, nothing, then they will stop. So it's up to us to stop.
Yeah, but Peter, let me just say to you, I'm not internet generation. YouTube is the limit of my internet. I don't know what Twitter is.
I mean, there are many ways you can get the news, whether it's like television or whatever, or buying the paper. So whatever.
What I'm saying is that you cannot open the British television. I'm telling you, I have TV right in front of me. So it's not that I was searching for it, but an ordinary cable TV, you will find, on ITV or whatever, they're nonsense. I'm not looking for it on the internet. No. Saying, no. This is not me going. I've never, ever seen what the Twitter is. I mean, it sounds dangerous. And even the Instagram, I don't know why I should let people know so much intimate things about myself. No.
Right. Yeah.
So I mean, I'm very much a very private person, and
Yeah.
so I'm kind of a very vicariously looking into your world,
Hmm.
my world, and I
Yeah.
prefer to keep it. But I hate injustice. I've always done,
Right. Well,
and I
the
just
thing about it too is like you're getting this information from somewhere. So whether it's Twitter or you getting it from the news, whether
yeah
you're the
yeah
newspaper or the television, whatever,
yeah.
is I would say mute.
No, I don't. I mean,
Yeah.
look. As soon as I saw that thing this afternoon, it was on one of those ITV or something that it was a a British TV program, and I just looked at. I mean, the setting was like Coronation Street. I mean, they look so dry. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
they need to up anyway. That but to tell you what I love the most,
Hmm.
I just love the confidence. The number one, the organization was flawless,
Hmm.
flawless. I mean,
Yeah.
there was a bit of a glitch with the transmission, at least from my end. I didn't receive the transmission very well. I was impressed that he had able to amass all the power brokers of Germany, right?
Hmm.
the the president, the chancellor, I mean, the mayor, I mean, the whole of a city, all the minister of defense. America brought a formidable military team. I mean, all the military of the world were there. The British, where are you? This is a son of you know, your sovereign.
Hmm.
And I mean, the military are a funny community. Anyway, so I will tell you what I like. I like the organizations. I like that. I mean, Harry has become such a masterful, urbane player. He's sophisticated. He
Hmm.
he he, he fits effortlessly. Because I watched him all day last weekend. Again, as my kids said, "What is wrong with you, mommy?" And you and this Harry and Meghan. I
Yeah.
watched the whole of Beyonce, and I watched how he fitted in at Beyonce's the concert, and
Hmm.
I watched him at the football match. He's so natural, and the
Hmm.
way he has charisma. That's the word. He has
Yes, he
charisma
does. He
that is
does have
lacking in
charisma. Yeah.
everybody else in that family and
Yeah.
in all their politicians as well. I mean, to find any charismatic person
Yes.
in England, you have to go all the way. I mean, for God's sake, they thought Boris Johnson was charismatic. Charismatic, you know, he's charismatic, he's smart, he's humble,
Hmm.
he's look the way um he relates to children is
Hmm.
like Diana.
Yeah.
Diana 2.0. He will sit down at he genuinely loves children and he makes everybody feel comfortable. So, what did I like? Seeing him come to his own. That's why I said he has
Yes.
taken over the world in one
Hmm.
week. He has become a global superstar. He has
Wow.
conquered, he has taken over the throne of British without them knowing it. And he has now become a global monarch. Because by the time
I like that, Tyrell. He's now a global monarch. Thank you
no,
so
no, I'm only
much.
exaggerating, but when Donald Trump is asking to debate Meghan, what does that mean? That means that means that
We're
they
mute on him
consider
too.
them.
So
No, I mean now he's crazy.
that's
But what I'm saying
nonsense.
is that what does
Yeah.
that mean?
Yeah.
They've raised their level willy nilly, whether that was the intention to a level that I mean, it's unparalleled. They
Hmm.
shouldn't have that kind of influence, but they have now been shown to be the most influential couple in the world.
Yes,
And
they
you know what?
have.
I love the way that he said my wife is also discovered her Nigerian heritage because I'm Nigerian. And a lot
Hmm.
of people said she was only saying that knowing that Nigeria is a great country, richest country in Africa, smartest people. And I mean, the British are lobbying our country to come and sign trade deals with us. Of course, so sorry, we've already moved on far long ago from the British. you know, so his wife having a Nigerian link is a good entree to him to Nigeria. And as I said, they will be welcomed and we'll welcome them with open arms. His mummies
Oh.
and aunties and grandmothers.
Yes, I'm sure they're waiting. Well, Taiwo, thank you so much for coming on. I so appreciate you taking the time to come on and chat with us. Unfortunately, I have to run, but
Yeah.
next time we do this, please call in.
Okay, this is the first time. I've always listened, and
Yes, no, I thank you so much. I love your comments. Yes, I definitely agree with you that Harry
yeah.
is definitely in command. So thank
Okay.
you so much. And you feel better.
It's been horrendous. It was terrible. It was terrible,
Yeah.
terrible, terrible. But I'm recovering, getting my energy back. Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yes.
Good. Well, thank
Okay.
you so much. Have a
Yes.
great night.
Yes. Okay. Good night. How do I disconnect now? Okay. Leave.
Okay, but thank you, Taiwo, for calling in. Thank you so much. She's so sweet. I love that. I love to finally hear the voices. You see the name, and now you can put the voice and the name together. So thank you so much, Taiwo. Um, Black Queen wanted to know if we're doing the mute from now on, or is it temporary? Right now, we're doing it until the 16th. I know many are struggling because, again, many are very obsessed with the British press, and it's very difficult because, especially as a squatty, you're used to responding to their nonsense and fighting back and all that stuff. And now, it's like there comes a point you got to realize that even you have to be strategic with how you fight with stuff, and that you're not doing it in a way that would feed their nonsense. And so right now we're doing it until the 16th, the end of Invictus games. But honestly, we need to just really mute them, because a lot of times what they do is that they bait, and we know that is they bait you to come, and then they would probably mute the conversation, and you keep responding to them and thinking that they're here and they are seeing your outrage, and then not realizing that all you're doing is padding their engagement, and they're making money off of you and making money off of your outrage, and they don't care what you say. They don't care if you're upset, happy, mad, whatever it is you're feeling about whatever nonsense it is they put there. All they want to do is that you click on it. That's it. They want you to click. They just need your engagement, because that's how they get paid. And just so you know, if you're on Twitter, a lot of people now on Twitter, you can sign up for their program and get paid for engagement. So you would see, there's a British reporter. What's her name is? I don't shoot. She just writes the most insidious things, and she puts it there. And I forgot what her name is, but she gets paid for her engagement. So she would write the nastiest things about the Sussexes, and knowing that there are some in the squad who will come and fight under her post and fight with her. She doesn't care what you say. She literally does not care. She put it there so that you come under there and fight, so she gets more money. That's how it works. That's how, Telegraph works. The amount of people who click on their articles, that's how they get paid. So they would write, especially about our faves, they would write the nastiest things, because they know people would come under there and fight about it. And again, we have to be smart, so that's why it's like I don't engage in any of that stuff anymore. I simply block and mute. Even some in the squad who loves to engage in this stuff and who loves to keep regurgitating all these negative articles about our faves. And I'm like, why are you regurgitating this stuff? If that was you, would you like someone keep repeating this stuff over and over and over about you? Would you, in the name of caring about you, would you want that? And the answer is no, I wouldn't want that. So then why are you doing it to the Sussexes? Why if you notice, think of, say, Dan Wooten, right? There was all this stuff that came out about Dan Wooten that was so damaging. You want to know what the British press did? They pressed mute. Not one of them reported about Dan Wooten in the way that it was written in Byline Times. The ones who mentioned it, they skirted around it. Not one of them really went in and dealt with the actual things that Dan Wood, the things that he was alleged to have done. Not one of them ventured into it. They all press mute. And so we need to learn from them. If it's the one time I say learn from the British press, this would be it. When they do not want a narrative, they press mute. If there's something negative about Kate and William, they all press mute. You want to see the majority of them press mute because the Invictus game was so amazing? You want to see there will be very little coverage of that? Why? Because it's positive towards the Sussexes. A lot of them press mute. So we need to learn, if they're not reporting the positive, the positive news, the truthful news, if they're not reporting it, then why are we reporting their negativity? Why are we clicking on their negativity? Why are we sharing their negativity in the name of fighting for the Sussexes? I'm sorry, the Sussexes don't engage in that stuff. Then why are we doing it? And so I've had to unfortunately block many of us in the squad on Twitter for this very reason. And I'm literally winding down now. I'm going to be winding down my time on Twitter and just stay unspottable, because I don't want to engage in that nonsense anymore. Because all it is doing, we're literally feeding people who are hating on the people we claim to love. That doesn't make any sense. They're not sharing the positive news. Why are we sharing their negative news? That's my thing. Anyways, Maggie says, Sharian, Sade is in Germany. Yes, she is. And she was on a flight with when Harry was traveling to London. Yes, I posted her Twitter in our community page when she posted a couple of days ago. She said she was on the line checking in with David Weissman. And we know David Weissman, he's a friend of Harry. He's also works with Invictus Games. So you see photos of him in Nigeria, in Colombia. So he was with the teams as they were preparing and getting them ready to come to the games and stuff. So he's been all up in that. And he also obviously in the Heart of Invictus documentary, where he talks about, when getting hit and the bullet in his body. He was also at Harry's with JJ. And so he was there, and then she saw, when she got on the plane, she saw Harry on the plane. And so she did, she's good. She's like, she didn't really talk to them or anything, because again, in those moments when people are traveling, it may not be the best time. You know what it's like when we're flying. It's just, yeah. And so hopefully she get a chance to say hello to them, and she's hoping that she gets a chance to say hello to them. So I will look out for her report. I don't know if she's going to be reporting live from there, or if she's just going to collect all her stuff, and then when she gets home or whatever, then she's going to do podcasts. So just keep an eye on, to see what she says. But it was really exciting that she got to see them. So yeah. Sylvia says, but I agree, some pretend that they love the Sussexes should stop creating content from negative tabloid articles. Exactly. It's like, God forbid somebody claim to love me and then they do that to me. I'd be like, me, I'm bluntly honest sometimes. I'd be like, no, you're gone. So yeah, no, that doesn't make any sense. And so, yeah, I mean, nobody would want that. I wouldn't want that. I mean, who would want some friends of theirs to keep repeating all this negative stuff? That's craziness. Lorna says, Petal, yes, Barron has been saying the same thing in his podcast. No gossip. Who is your sources? So yeah, it's like enough. I think we have got to, again, they're feeding is one of those things, like a buy and demand thing. Is like, if we're demanding it, they're gonna sell it. And that's the thing. It's the reason I don't post paparazzi photos. It's the reason I don't, because I know if we are demanding it, the paparazzi will go out and find it, and they will just simply get more and more and more invasive, because they're always gonna want to up the game, to keep your attention. So if you keep buying what they're selling, then we can't be upset when they keep invading the privacy, and then we can't then go and be upset that they're invading the privacy if we're buying everything they sell. We're clicking on their photographs and posting it all over social media so we have content. You know what I mean? So it's the same thing here. It's just like, if we're constantly posting negative stuff that from tabloids and stuff like that, then we can't be upset at them because we are the ones demanding it. They're just literally feeding us what we're demanding. That's what they're doing. So by us clicking on it and sharing it, I don't care if it's a screenshot, I don't care. That we are sending a signal to them that we like what they are putting out there and that we want more. So they're going to keep doing it. So when the demand stops, then they have nothing. I mean, what are they going to do? Sell stuff that people are not going to buy? You notice that, if you go to a store and nobody is buying an item, what do? They either take it off their shelf or they drop the price, right? So if you completely not buying an item, they're not going to keep it in the store. They're going to get rid of it. Why? Because there is no demand for it. It's the same concept. So if there is no demand for negative stuff, if there's no demand for paparazzi, if there's no demand, if we are not clicking and they're seeing every time they're posting a negative article, they are getting 0 clicks, they're getting 0 engagement, they're going to stop. Why? Because it's like, well, why would you put something out there when nobody cares about it? That's it. It goes, when we stop, then they stop. So we have to take responsibility for the things that we consume online. And I keep talking about this all the time. Like, I think I'm like a broken channel now. I don't want to belabor the point, but we have to take responsibility for the things that we consume and know that the things that we consume affects other people. And it's damnable when it affects the people that we claim to love. So yeah, that's how I think about this. I mean, I don't know, we're all adults, we think about things differently, but that's how I think about it, and that's how I see it in this kind of industry. That's how it kind of works. So anyways, let's move on from that. Let's see. Oh, thank you, Black Queen. Yes, please go ahead and like and share this video. Please help us to keep building our channel. Thank you so much. Sylvia says, Harry has on his 4th outfit, another new pair of sneakers. Are you serious? I can't wait to see it. Oh my gosh, we're all up into Harry's fashion today. I'm like, goodness grievances. And those people on Twitter they're probably already like, figured out where those clothes are from by now, I'm sure. It's so funny. Let's see. Elizabeth says, yes, Beto, we should mute forever and don't allow them to make revenue off the Sussexes. We are putting money in their pockets while they are trying to destroy the Sussexes. Mute. Exactly. It's time to kill this beast. And we kill it by cutting off its air, cutting off its food. So there. Let's see. And then we gotta learn how to go out. If you're on social media and your whole thing is taking from the press, to go out and create your own content. Pick up a camera, go out and photograph, go out, you know what I mean? Start writing, start doing something so that you create your own, so that way you're not feeding off. And if you want content for whatever social media, why don't you create it? As opposed to taking from, horrible tabloids, So yeah, that's what I think about those things. And, it'll help build the Sussex community, which is what we need. We need more of you guys on, whether it's, YouTube or writing or whatever. We need more journalists, people who would speak the truth. Because again, who here would want to rely on the British press for anything? None of us, I'm sure. So, but enough of that. Let's see. Oh, Sylvia says Harry's at a sports studio. Oh, okay. So they were saying that they were wondering if he was gonna do some kind of challenge. So maybe he's gonna do some kind of sports challenge that is a part of the show. We will see. Church Nelly is here. Hello, Church Nelly. How are you? Church Nelly, our awesome moderator. She says, Sylvia, he's eating seasoned food. I think that is exactly it. I think I'm telling you, Meg is a Black woman. She has been seasoning her chicken, and Harry is a changed person. I'm telling you, that seasoned food will get it. Can't help but change. So yes, let's see. Let's see, a couple more before we end. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. 599 of my favorite people Sorry about that, guys. My internet really literally just died on me. And so I apologize. So anyway, I don't know what's going on with my internet. So I'm gonna end this here. And so again, I apologize for the few minutes my internet just went out. And so I'm surprised that it stayed on. The chat stayed on. So, anyways, thank you guys. Have a great time. And I just saw Church Nelly talking about hot flashes. So her Church Nelly, I hope they go away. It is hot, so sorry about that. But anyway, guys, thank you all so much for hanging out with me. I will see you next time. Thank you so much for awesome moderators who were on the chat today. And before my internet goes out again, thank you so much for taking care of the chat. You are amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for to all of our 2 Cents crew who support us in the, on a monthly basis. Thank you to all of you who support in the chat, whether it's super chat, super thanks, super stickers, donations. Thank you all so much. Yeah, I appreciate every single one of you. So again, I will see you next time. Have a great day. And again, I apologize for that. My internet just shutting down on me there. So I will see you next time. Bye.